Blank. Nakita ba yung screen?
Kita po.
Yung tinatanong ko tawag dito, Nathan, kapag i-click ko na yung share screen, nami-minimize yung video sa kanan. Nawawala. Parang ganito, yun. Nawawala siya. Paano yun?
Hindi ko alam sa sana yan. Kailangan mo ilabas yung Zoom app mo parang sa Google Meet.
Paano pa?
Yung parang sa Google Meet dati, sir, nasa kanan mo yung mga screen namin.
Hindi, kasi nung isang Zoom na gamit ko sa review center, hindi nawawala eh. Nandun pa rin siya. So, pero pag ito, ginamit ko yun, nawawala. Sige, anyway. I'll click on the from time to time na lang. Dun sa mga walang bid, at least respond, reply kung may audio para we can have a discussion. Okay? Let's have the topic is integration by parts. Yan. So guys, ito yung pinaka-versatile sa lahat ng technique. No? Ang daming integrable form na dito nang galing. So kumbaga parang go-to yan. Hindi lahat ng integral kayang solve ng technique na to. Pero most of them, kaya ni by parts. Kaya ito yung talagang parang una mong itatry. So the special techniques you will have to do kung hindi uubra si by parts. So very important that you master this. I know some of you are familiar with the formula. Ano yung formula ng by parts? U, dV, UV, V, du. Yan. Nakita nyo na yan before, right? Yung iba kasi, I know, yung calc nyo hindi umabot extensively into this topic, right? Parang siguro at least na-introduce. But this is actually kailangan master to ng paikot-ikot, master tong technique na to. Unang-una, saan galing tong formula na to? Saan ba galing ang mga formulas? Like for example, the integral sin u du equals negative cos u plus c. This is an integrable form. Then integral cos u du equals sin u plus c. Integral of tangent u du is ln of secant u plus c. So saan galing yan? Itong tatlong to, actually, let's have this one. These are just direct consequences of the derivative and the integral as opposite processes. So you know na ang derivative, so kunyari gawin ko lang x muna, I'll generalize it into u. Ang derivative ng sine x is cosine. Right? So now, see that? Yung derivative ng sine, cosine. So what will happen if you get the integral of both sides? Siyempre pag na ganun, may dx dyan, may dx dyan, may dx din to. Yan, so para may tama yung form. Now, what will happen to the integral of the derivative? Yan, integral of the derivative. So, what do you think will happen to the integral of the derivative?
Cancel.
Magka-cancel out?
Hindi lang basta magka-cancel out, basically. Example, no? Give me the integral of the derivative of x. So, syempre ito, tsaka ito, lagi magkasama to, no? Kaya laging ganyan. Pero you start inside. Ano ba yung derivative ng x? Come on guys, yung mga walang video, can participate pa rin by replying.
1, sir.
1, that's correct. So meaning magiging integral ng 1 dx or dx. And what's integral of dx? So yan, ito naging 1 dx. Kaya nga, integral dx na lang natira. May 1 dyan, but I'm not writing it. Kaya sinulat ko pa rin. Now, what is the integral of 1 dx?
X.
X plus C.
Plus c. You see that? It generates a constant of integration. Follow that? So, if you get the integral of both sides, basically the processes will cancel each other out. But, magkakaroon tayo ng constant of integration. So, mag-generate ng isang constant. So, I'll go back to this example na meron tayo, na ginawa ko. The integral of the derivative of sine, of course, is sine pa rin, babalik is sine, pero magkakaroon ng constant of integration. And it's equal to cos x dx. So you can see, this integrable form, cos u du sine u plus c, is a direct consequence of the derivative. So parang baliktaran lang. May malinaw ba yun? So almost many integrals are, the integrable forms came about just because of this concept na baliktaran lang. Now, actually, the formula of integration by parts is basically ganun din, dun din siya galing. Saan kaya galing yung, teka lang, yung formula na yan? It came from a differentiation rule too. And what do you think is the u differentiation rule? So derivative, so this time u and v are functions. So u, v, sabi dyan ay u, tapos derivative of v. Or sometimes sinusulat na lang na dv plus v, tapos times the derivative of u. Parang ganun. Now, what will happen if you get the integral, the integral, the integral? So, equal pa rin naman because what we're doing to one term, you're doing to the others. Integral of sums equals sums of integrals. Same as the property that limits of sums, sums of limits, derivatives too. So what will happen to the integral of the derivative? Yun na naman. So magiging ub. So magkakaroon ng plus yan, no? But let's worry about that later. And now, look at this. u dv. So mangyayari, let's just write it as, this as u dv. Huwag mo na isulat yung dx kasi para mas makita. And then this would be v, then du. See that? Yan na yan eh. Basically, in-express lang yung dalawa kasi integral na nababas. In-express lang yung isang integral in terms of the other. Parang ito, in-equate, nilipat to doon. Kaya uv minus integral v du. So this formula is actually a direct consequence of the differentiation rule called the product rule. And then binaliktad lang. Okay? Now, because of this, ang dami ng integrable forms na magagawa. I'll start with a very basic integral, integral ln x dx. Parang yan. So integral ln x dx. If you will do yung kung ano yung meron ka so far, use substitution, use obviously this is not partial fraction. Wala kang may isip gawin na technique here. But the rule here is yung integral ng ln na yung rule niya is nakuha using by parts. Okay? So basically, sulat na natin u dv uv minus v du. Now, look at the left side, si integral ni u dv. So hinati lang siya into two parts. So yung una obviously si u and then yung isa dv. So automatic, pag namili ka na yung dx, matik siya na dapat yung dv. So parang obvious nang pipiliin ko rito, ang uo is ln. So ang uo is ln, it will follow that dv is dx. Okay, ganun lang siya. And then, just set up everything that you need in the formula. Kasi you need u, you need v, you need du, you need dv, and then you started with the u and the dv. So how will you get u du? So derivative of u, which is 1 over x dx. Don't forget the dx. Then you have a dB is dx. So of course, you can get v because i-integrate mo lang yan. And if dB is dx, what is v? Guys, if dB is dx, so integral both sides. So integral of dB is v. What is the integral of dx?
X.
X. Okay. Mamaya na yung plus c. Let's just add the constant of integration kung tapos na tayo at the end. So, ang gagawin natin, just follow the formula ng by parts. So, u, v, meron na tayong u, meron ng v. There, x ln x minus, then v du. So, mangyayari, v is x, du is this 2, copy again, dx. So, you see that? So, mangyayari would be x ln x minus the integral, x times 1 over x cancels out, edi magiging dx na lang yan. So you have x ln x minus, ano integral ng dx again?
X plus C.
X. And then sabi ko nga sa huli na yung plus c. So the integral of ln x dx equals x ln x minus x plus c. So yan siya. Now generalizing this into a rule, so, ako, kabisado ko pa to, kahit pa paano. Integral ln u du is u ln u minus u, then plus c. So, kasi kung may rule na, and you're allowed to use the rule na, you will not go about the process anymore. So, for example, you have a given problem, let's say, integral ln of x, ln of x squared plus 1. Dx. Can you try this, guys? Go ahead, try. To those na may pwedeng mag-video on kayo, please, para maganda. You done? May hirap ba i-type sa chat yung sagot? Again, let me help you out. Kung ano, just compare your answer. Say, we're just starting. So of course, what we'll do is, we'll let u be x squared plus 1 first. Now du is 2x dx. So we can take care of this x and dx here. So this is just a simple substitution, guys. So du over 2. Now, I can replace x dx with du over 2. I will actually put 1/2 outside. Kaya mangyayari, this would be ln u du, which is the form that we just derived, right? So you have u ln u plus c. You just do that, u ln u plus c, because your u is x squared plus 1. So you know it's 1/2 times the quantity x squared plus 1 ln x squared plus 1 minus u, then plus c. See? So if you have a form, it's very easy to use a form. Pero again, that form came from the technique of by parts. Question. Okay? Ganun ka-simple, no? Now, let's have another example ng by parts. No? Hindi ng in-example ko na kasi. Baka kasi, what I did is, I gave you an example and then siguro you're expecting to do it by parts. That's why yung iba natagalan. Am I right? Parang baka nag-isip by parts gawin. But no. You always don't forget the techniques prior, lalo na substitution. Okay? Oh, now, look at this. Kailan malalaman na by parts? Example, look at this this integral, x sin x dx. Look at this. Meron kang algebraic, meron kang transcendental. So this is x algebraic, sine trigo, at transcendental. This is a clue. Nyari. This is almost a clue na ang gagawin mo is by parts. Okay? So now, let u be, pili ka sa dalawa. No, pili ka dyan. Bawa, ang niyo mo, example lang naman, if ang niyo mo is x sin x, then automatic your dv is dx. Kung ang niyo mo naman ay si x lang, then ang automatic, ang dv mo, yung matitira, si sin x dx. See that? Kung ang niyo mo naman ay si sin x, then ang dv mo ay si x dx. Ganun lang yun. So, you always start with picking your u, the remaining would have to be dv. Can you try it this by parts? So okay, may sagot na si Patrick. We'll wait for the others. Pero I'll check Patrick's work. Calculate ko na lang. Almost the same si Patrick at si Apla. Diyan, your middle term has different sign than dun sa unang dalawa. I don't know which of you are correct. Let me check. Okay, so kinorek ni Dian. So pare-pares na sila ng sagot. Yep. Okay. So Patrick's correct. Apla's correct. Dian's correct. Robbie, no. Check your signs. Okay, Robbie. Correct. Okay, good. Okay, good, Kurt. The rest, pwede pa umabol. May maling sign, yaps. Check your signs. Okay, Gwen, that's good. Well, let's start. Actually, very basic nito, no? Nung by parts example na to. Pero pinakita ko sa isa kung anong pwedeng EU. Now, you will know kung ano yung tama. Kasi the goal of any integration technique is to make a given integral much simpler. So kung ito yung ginamit mo, kukomplikado yung integral mo. Gugulo lalo. Actually, wala. Babalik ka lang sa dati. Kung ito naman, gugulo. So looks like ito yung kailangan nating gamitin na tamang representation. So if u is x, then du is dx. If dv sin x dx, then b is what? Siguro ito yung mali ng iba. Negative cos x dx. Remember? Kaya nga sinulat ko yun sa una. Integral sin u du is negative cos u. So pag in-integrate natin yun, negative cos x. So what will happen? What we have is this uv. Wala nang dx, I'm sorry. Wala nang dx. I-integrate na natin. Wala rin plus c at the end na lang. So uv is negative x cos x, and then integral v du now becomes a minus. Integral v du is cos x dx, another integrable form. So which is negative cos x, copying the first term, and the integral ng cosine ay integral ng cosine. Sine. So sine. So mangyayari, wait, uv minus, yeah, because this is a negative. Minus negative will become a plus. So magiging sine x and then plus c. So there. Okay guys? O yan. Now, let me just show you, para lang for makita nyo, what if kung bawa pinili ko na u is sin x? And ang dv automatic must be x dx, right? So du must be, of course, derivative of sine cos x dx. And derivative dv, then v is the integral of x dx, which is x squared over 2, right? So mangyayari, the given integral will become uv, that's x squared over 2, sin x dx, minus integral v du, which is x squared over 2 cos x dx. Now look, ang sabi ko nga, ang goal natin, ito maging simple. Pero kung ito yung ginawa mong representation, look at this. Do you think this is simpler than that? Do you think na mas simple ba ito kaysa doon? Hindi, right? So meaning, mali yung pag-represent. So mali yung u mo, mali yung dv mo. You try others. Okay ba yun? So one more practice. Basically, pang baby na by parts pa itong mga binibigay ko sa inyo. Mga level 1. Look at this example. Level 1.1. Go. You can answer in fractional exponents, positive, basta positive. Okay. Daya nyo kami na lang tatlong nilayapan na may video rito. Mag-video kayo. Mga pwede mag-vid. It's hard for me to teach nang wala akong nakikita at naririnig. Kasi parang ang kausap ko, sarili ko lang. Wow, may answer na tayo. And it came from Vian. Very good, Dian. That's correct. Apla, good. Sinabi ko na sa lahat, Rain. Tama yung by parts na ginagawa mo kapag your given integral will become simpler. Hindi mas kumukomplikado. If you think na yung given naging mas komplikado, mukhang mali yung ginagawa mo. So, ganun lang talaga, no? Hindi trial and error yan. You have to try. So, trial. Pero, in gut feel. So, sabi niya integral, ano bang iyo ko sa'yo? Ganon. Gaganon niya yung integral. Hello. Ganon. Yups. May mali, Yaps. Yung dulo, Yaps. Second term is wrong, Patrick. Yaps, may kulang ka pa rin. Gwen. I think it's there, Gwen. Medyo ayusin mo lang yung fraction. You don't need to combine, Gwen. You don't need to combine the terms. Oh, Kurt, mukhang okay naman. Okay, good. Okay. Let's have this one. So makikita nyo, no? Dalawa lang naman ang EU mo. Ano kaya yun? Ang EU. So ang EU mo, si LNX. Pag niyo mo yung isa, yun na nga, it will become a more complicated integral. And that's not what we want. And then ang dv square root of x dx, there. So du, kung ano yung parts, ayusin na natin, 1 over x dx. And then v is the integral of square root of x, which you know is x to the 1/2. Ang dali naman integrate ng x to a power, which is just add 1, so x to the 3/2. Divide by 3/2, so we have 2/3. There. So the given integral is now uv. Yan, okay na. Ito na si uv. Minus the integral of v du. So you write it first. 1 over x times 2/3. No need to rush. X to the 3/2 and then dx. You can see this is just algebraic. So isin natin, x to the 3/2 over x cancels out. 2/3 outside. 2/3 outside. Mas maganda kung ganun gagawin nyo. So you have x to the 1/2 dx. And another power rule lang dyan sa kanan. So you have 2/3 times x to the 1/2, add 1, that's 3/2. Another over 3/2, so that's another times 2/3. So you will have minus 4 over 9, x to the 3/2. And then I'll just copy the first one, UV, x to the 3/2, ln x, minus 4, 9x to the 3/2 plus c. Okay? Okay, any question there, guys? Let's have another. I'll try to connect this to a topic that we had. What about this? There. So we know an integral that will lead to arc sine. That is square root of ano nga ba yun? X squared minus 1 or 1 minus x squared. You recall that?
1 minus x squared.
1 minus x squared. And this will become arc sine x, right? But what if kung yan ang gusto kong integrate? So meaning, what is the double integral? Ano, let's have that later. What is the integral of arc sine x? Yan na muna, integral of arc sine x dx. The good thing about this given integral, wala ka lang ilalet u na iba, kundi sino pa ba? Diba? Yan, meron na mga may sagot. Parang kung sa unang tingin guys, mukhang komplikado. Pero no, this is a pambabing by parts pa rin to. Okay, Kurt's answer is good. Okay. Apla, no. Gwen, very good. Apla, no. Yup, sign. Again, sign. Very good, Gwen. So yung mga binibigay ko sa inyo para lang ma-master niyo muna yung part, yung ano, no, yung setup. Wala pa ditong something. Second term is good, Apla, okay na. Okay. So let's start. Sabi ko nga, what's good about this integral, if you will use by parts, eh wala ka namang ibang EU na rito, kundi si arc sin x. Right? Wala ka ng EU dyan kundi dito. And dv is dx. Obviously, v is x. And then, what is the derivative of arc sin x? Actually, binigay ko na here. Ayan o, binigay ko na. If the integral of 1 over square root minus x squared dx is arc sin, then the derivative of arc sin is this. Binigay ko na. 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared dx. So, setting up uv minus v du, you have x arc sin x minus v du would have to be x over square root 1 minus x squared dx. And if you look at this integral, this can be solved by simple substitution. So, yan, u is the thing inside the square root, du is negative 2x dx. Right? So that x dx there, yun na yung nasa taas. X dx is negative du over 2. So basically, the given integral is encircled in white will just become negative 1/2 outside. 1 over square root of u, and that's u to the negative 1/2 du, which is integrable by the simplest of the forms, the power rule. So using natin, I'll add 1 sa power, kaya magiging u to the 1/2, I'll divide by 1/2, the result, and then plus c. Mamaya na yung plus c. O, sige, lagay ko na rin. Pero you know, this cancels out, kaya magiging negative u to the 1/2. See that minus? So mangyayari, I'll switch to yellow. Finalize my integral, x arc sin x, minus, we know this is a negative, ito siya, kaya magiging plus, and then the whole thing would become u to the 1/2 plus c, and my u is this one, so square root of 1 minus x squared plus c. See that, guys? Nakita ba yun? So nakita yung mistake ng iba, sign sa gitna. Then, don't forget the techniques prior, lalo na yung substitution. Oh no, let's have this one final integral. So my goal is to incorporate the other techniques using along the way. So incorporate the other techniques using along the way. Parang just to let you think, no? Now, this one is no longer, sinabi ko na, parang, sabi ko parang pang-babying integration by parts. But this time, you will think. No? You will think. Wait, hanapin ko lang. Makita ko na yun eh. Yeah, here. Okay, look at this. For me, the level of this integral is level 1.5. Maximum level is 3. Integral cos square root of x dx. Okay? I'll go. To have you more time to solve, this is our last integral to solve this session. So far, what I gave you guys are examples, ano pinasagot sa inyo, and then examples ko are just very basic integral using by parts. So ngayon, level up lang tayo ng konting-konti lang to let you think. O Gwen, unahan mo sila, Gwen. Unahan mo yung mga precious ng ME dyan, tsaka na ano. Yaps, ME ka ba? Ay, atin, ano nga pala, OBF to. Sino ba yung mga ME rito? Okay, we have answers. Okay. Lakas nung iba, Nathan, good. Dian, I don't know. No. Kurt, yes. Okay. Okay, very good. Now, tell me what you did. I'll start with Patrick. Gwen, you're correct. Tama. I'll ask you two later. Patrick, what did you do? What did you ask?
Substitution muna ko, let u as square root of x.
Let u as square root of x. So, if you did that, meron kang du is 1 over 2 square root of x. Right? So, saan mo yun kinuha? Parang iniwan mo siya doon.
Hindi, sir. Ginawa ko, sir, magiging dx equals 2 square root of x du. Tapos yung 2 square root of x du, pwede siyang maging 2u du.
Very good. So, mangyayari, doon ka na nag-by part sa part na yun. Very good. Actually, hinayaan ko kayong mag-solve yan because this is actually another technique. Sabi ko nga, the technique of by parts can do it. No, it can do it. And then there are other techniques to help you deal with integrals easier. So, tama naman yung mga nakuha nyo using by parts. Tama ba? You found out that you can do it by parts. So this is another technique called miscellaneous substitution. So para lang siyang to help deal with, you know that cos square root of x is not an integrable form. So miscellaneous substitutions. Ang integrable form is not cos square root of x, but cos x. Do you agree? Not cos square root of x, but cos x. So what we'll do is this. Let z be square root of x. See that? So if z square root of x, then follows that z squared is x. So now this will become z squared is x. So in differentiating implicitly both sides, you get 2z dz is d. Pero you're dealing with radicals and denominators. Pero if you do this miscellaneous substitution, look what will happen. So that dx will be replaced with 2z dz, 2 outside, z dc, z dz. Now, if I will let x as z squared, this is cosine z squared. Follow this, guys? Not z squared. Cosine ano na lang siya? Cosine
Z.
Z. Yeah, that's it. Z. Yeah. And dito ka magba-by parts. Diyan ka mag-IBP, yung tinatawag na integration by parts. So don't forget that 2 multiplier outside. That multiplier outside 2. If u is z, then dv must be cosine z dc. Then du is dz. Then v is integral of cosine, which is sine z. So by parts, that becomes 2. May 2 ako, no? uv is z sine z minus v du integral, which is sine c dz. See this, guys? So mangyayari, integrable na to. 2, sine z is already good. So babalik ko lang si square root of x. Square root of x, sine square root of x. Now notice na integrable na si integral sine z dz. Which is what? What is the integral of sine z dz?
Negative. Negative cos.
Negative. So this will become a plus cos z. Right? And then babalik ko lang. Kasi naka-z pa rin yan kasi. So the 2 square root of x, most of you wrote your answer yan na naka-distribute yung multiplier. So yeah, I'll do that the same. So 2 cosine z. And my z is of course square root of x. Then plus c at the end. 2 square root of x sine square root of x plus 2 cosine square root of x plus c. Nakuha ba yung technique na to, guys? This is called miscellaneous substitutions. So basically, if you have radicals and you don't have any radical evaluated in your integral, pwede tayong mawala yung radical by letting z be that and then squaring. Okay, nasundan ba yan, guys? So yun ang plano ko while discussing more kasi we will be staying 2 more meetings sa integration by parts. As I said, mga ginawa natin today, mga pang-baby lang, and this last one is medyo yung may challenge just to introduce this technique. Are we good, guys? Okay, so we are getting deeper into the techniques. Very good. Good job, guys. That's it for the day.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Okay, good.